Now I show you the challenge of OSPF with wireless ACL lab. First thing, you just need to take out 3 router 1941, 3 switch 2960, 4 PC and 1 ISP server, and also 1 wireless router. First, you just need to change your PC name, server name accordingly based on your topology diagram. And your switch and your router display name also need to change. Do remember to add Wk16-2 to your router for the serial interface. 3 router you have to add in. Wireless router, you also can change the display name, become wireless AP. Now you join them with the straight through cable between your PC and switch and your router. Then using the crossover cable between your router and your ISP. Don't forget to go to your PC physical and then change the Ethernet port become the antenna and then turn on your PC. Lastly, join the router using the serial cable. Now you go to the PC1, PC2, PC3, PC4, change the IP accordingly to the addressing table and your subnet mask and also your default gateway. Don't forget your ISP also, you have to change to the IP, subnet mask and default gateway according to the addressing table. Now you can perform the basic router configurations on your branch 1, branch 2 and HQ router. First, you have to change the host name accordingly to the branch 1, HQ and branch 2. After that, disable the DNS lookout, which is no IP domain lookout, followed by the configure execution mode password with the class on the router is enable secret class. Then configure the banner of the day, banner MOTD, hex signs, unauthorized access is prohibited. Then you continue with the line VTY with the password Cisco, then you log in and also remember to configure the login synchronizations. Then don't forget to transport input telnet so that later on your PC are able to telnet into your router. Now you configure your console 0 with the password Cisco and also the login synchronous with the login. Repeat this step for all the another two router, which is your HQ and your branch 2 router. Now you can start to configure the Ethernet interface for your HQ, branch 1, branch 2, or the interface that in the addressing table. For HQ, you have 4 interface you have to configure: G0/0, G0/1, S0/0/0, S0/0/1. Do remember issue a no shut to up the interface. And lastly, you need to configure for your loopback interface LO1. As I've been changed to 11.11.11.1, subnet mask is 255.255.255.252 for this virtual loopback interface. No need to issue the no shut command for the virtual interface. Then you continue it for your branch 1 and branch 2. There are 2 interface have to be included. Do remember for your HQ and your branch 1, HQ S0/0/1 and your branch 1 S0/0/0 have to give the clock rate of 64,000. Once you're done, make sure you save the running configurations to the NVRAM. You can issue the copy run start command, then you hit enter, then you should be able to save that. According to the topology diagram, for the branch 1 and the HQ interface S0/0/0, they are using the bandwidth of 256 kilobit per second. So please change the bandwidth with the command bandwidth 256 to your interface S0/0/0 for your branch 1 and your HQ router. And for your S0/0/1, your branch 2 and your HQ router, you're using the 128 kilobit per second. Now you can start to configure your wireless AP. Just go to your wireless AP under a graphic user interface. Go and change the IP to 192.168.1. You can give any IP between the range. I give 220, and then my subnet mask is 22224. Then after that, you save the setting. Then you go to the wireless tab, and then you go and change the SSID to my SSID according to the lab sheet. Then you save the setting. Then you go to your wireless security tab, change to WPA2 personal. Then you give the password P at $W0RD. Must be add character. Then you save the setting also. Then you can skip your task number 8 since we are using packet tracer, so we no need to configure the Linksys administrator tab. Then you go to your PC under desktop PC utility. Then you go and refresh it. You should be able to see your SSID. Do remember your password is PA $W0RD. Then you connect. Once you're done, you should be able to see the wireless signal appear at your packet tracer. Then you go to your PC4, change the IP to static with 192.168.1.224. Okay, and also add the default gateway and subnet mask. Then you try to ping from your PC4 to your branch 2 router. You should be able to see that it successfully pinged through. Then you can use the ping test between your PC3 to your router branch 2, or any PC to your router. Okay, so you should be able to ping through in the local area network. Then now we start to do the OSPF. So you go to your router 1, you enter command router OSPF 1 with the network. I'm using the quad 0 method. Okay, so I put in all the interface with the 40 and then area 0. Same thing, this lab all should be in the single area OSPF or under area 0. Do remember, you only need to include the network 192.168.x.x. The rest, no need. Okay, for the loopback, for the 10.10.10.1, okay, these two networks do not need to include into your router OSPF. So you have to do it for your router HQ, branch 1 and branch 2. As you can see that HQ, you only have 3 network. Okay, G0/0, S0/0/0, S0/0/1. Branch 1, you have 2 network, G0/0, S0/0/0. Branch 2, you also have 2 network, G0/0, S0/0/1. Okay, so once you've done that, okay, you should be able to ping between all the PC, not server yet. Okay, so between the PC, you should be able to ping through each other. Okay, then you can try to do the ping test between them. You should be able to see successfully. If not, you have to check through your OSPF again before you do the static route to your ISP. So now I'm creating the static default route on my HQ router for my ISP server. So my exit interface is my ISP server IP. Then you have to redistribute this static default route into other OSPF routes. So you have to put in the command default information originate. Do remember to add in IP domain name cisco.com so that other PC can web browsing into your ISP server with the Cisco web browser. Then you can go to your branch 1 and branch 2, show IP route. You should be able to see the O*E2 appear, means that you are successfully redistribute your static route into the OSPF. Then now you try to ping your server, you should be able to see you are successfully to ping your server from all the PC1 ping to ISP, PC2 ISP, PC3 ping to ISP, PC4 ping to ISP. Should be no problem, all able to ping through. Now we want to test our telnet, see whether we can telnet or not. So we go to our PC2, we telnet the HQ router, we put in the HQ IP. You can choose any IP for the interface. I choose 192.168.1.1. Okay, from PC2, PC3, PC1, I telnet into it. I'm able to telnet, you can see that. Okay, then now I start to do my ACL. The first ACL, I should be configure a number ACL on the HQ router to allow only PC in the HQ LAN to telnet into the HQ router. So in the HQ router, I put in the command access list 1, remark I put allow HQ LAN telnet. So my command is access list 1 permit 192.168.1.0 0.0.0.127, which is my wildcard mask from my HQ LAN. Then the rest I will be denied because I only want to allow the PC in the HQ LAN able to telnet into my HQ. Then I deny any IP to enter into my HQ router. After that, I assign into my line VTY 0 to 4 access class 1 in. Okay, do remember I create line VTY 0 to 4, not 15. If you create 0 to 15, then you put 15. Now then you go and try, go to a PC2, you telnet into your HQ router, you should be able to successful. Then you go to other PC1, you telnet, PC3 you telnet, and also PC4 you try to telnet. Actually you are not able to enter into the HQ router. Now you create your second access list standard name ACL on your branch 1 router to allow only PC in the HQ LAN to telnet into the branch 1. So you put IP access list standard branch 1 telnet, permit the HQ LAN, then deny the rest into your line VTY 0 to 4 access class branch 1 telnet in. Okay, as using the name, same thing, I'm using the line VTY 0 to 4. If you're using 0 to 15, then you put 0 to 15. It's the same. Now you go to your PC2 command prompt, then you telnet into your PC2. As you can see that you are successfully to telnet in. Now you can try PC1, telnet into your branch 1 router. Actually, it's not successful. Even you try in PC3 and PC4, the connections also refused by the host. Last part is to create a extended ACL on your branch 1 router and your branch 2 router. First access list, you have to create a standard number ACL on your branch 1 router for PC from the LAN network. Branch 1 should not be able to browse internet. So you should use the access list I put 100 because that is an extended ACL. Then remark is not allowed web accessing. Then access list 100 deny the TCP of 192.168.0.0.063 any equivalent to 80 which is your HTTP. Before you apply the ACL into the interface, please do check all the PC are able to go to the website 10.10.10.2 which is your Cisco packet tracer that you created just now. Then you apply the ACL into the interface of G0/0 IP access group 100 into your branch 1. Then you check on your PC 1, you see whether you can go into the website or not. Okay, as you can see that it's not able, you try PC 2, you should be able to go into the website. PC 3 and PC 4, you are able to go into the Cisco website. But when you go back to your PC 1, you should be able to see something called request timeout, means that you are not able to go into the website in your PC 1. Now you do your second extended access list by create an extended ACL on the branch 2 for the wireless PC 4 are not able to browse the internet. So first thing, you have to go to your branch 2 router, you double check whether they are able to access, your PC 4 are able to access your website or not. Then you go and issue an access list 100 remark not allowed web access and FTP, because FTP is for the third access list. Both are need to apply, the second and the third need to apply in the branch 2 router. Then you put the access list 100 deny TCP 192.168.1.221 because that is one host PC4, so I put 0.0.0 equivalent to port 80. So only the PC4 are not allowed to do the web browsing. Before I apply to my interface, I also want to create my FTP server. So I go to my ISP, then you go to your FTP, then actually you can click your Cisco, which is from here you know that your username and your password is Cisco. If you want, you can change it your own self by remove it and add the new username and password. So later you need to enter it. Now you can go to a PC 2, then text editor, you can create a files, okay, then you rename it, okay, to any file names that you want. Then later on you share into your FTP server. Then from the FTP server you actually can share to the rest of the PC. As you can see that I create a file, the file name is hello text. Then I go into my PC 2, I type in directory. Actually you can see that the hello text file is inside my directory for my PC. Then I FTP into my server, which is 10.10.10.2. I give the username and password is Cisco, which is just now you see in my ISP server. I actually successfully do FTP into my ISP server. You can try it from other PC. You can try to use the command put hello.txt files into your FTP server. Then actually you can see that this file has been write into your FTP server. Then you can go to your directory of the FTP. You should be able to see your hello text file is inside your FTP server. Then you go into other PC, you go into your FTP directory. Actually you can see the files. It's inside the FTP server. Now I'm trying to log in from my PC1. As you can see that I'm not able to FTP into my server from my PC1. The reason is because I realized that in my branch 1 router just now, I forgot to put in the permit IP any. So all the protocol and also the applications has been denied from the access list. Once I add this ACL into my branch 1 router, I should be able to FTP to my ISP server. For third ACL, I need to create a standard number ACL on your branch 2 router for PC from the LAN network branch 2 should not be able to access FTP server onto the ISP server. So I have to enter the command access list 100 deny TCP 192.168.1.192 then 00031. Because it's to one destination, which is one host, I put 10.10.10.2. Host 10.10.10.2 equivalent to 21 and 22. That one is for FTP and FTP data. Then remember to permit IP any to allow other protocol and services able to passing through. Then you apply these two access lists for your second access list and third access list into your interface G0/1. Then you put IP access group 100 in. Now you go and try into your PC3. You try to FTP. Actually, you can see that there is not able to FTP into it. Then you can go to your PC4, same thing, you FTP into your server, also not able to go in. But you can try to go to your PC2 and PC1 to FTP, you should be able to success it. Do remember to check your PC4 also not able to browse the internet, that part just now I forgot to show. Okay, you can try to go to your PC4, you type in HTTP 10.10.10.2, you should be able to see that there is request timeout because you are not able to go into your web browser also from your PC4, which is your second access list. You can try it out yourself. Okay, that's all. Thank you.